All right. Shemai, Yasher Allah, Yahweh, Hayanawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shemai, Yasher Allah, Yahweh, Hayanawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shemai, Yasher Allah, Yahweh, Hayanawa, Yahweh, Achad, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai. Brother Yahweh, Brother Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect, as a high spirit will allow you. And today I want to go into a live stream entitled Its Natural Element. All right, its natural element or its natural form. All right. And the reason why I want to go into this topic is wait a minute. The reason why I want to go into this topic is I was researching some fruit. You know, I had been on a fruit-based cleanse, and I have been researching some fruit. And long story short, I found out that certain fruit don't exist in the natural element in the wild. All right, like for example, it said that based off the research that I did, that the orange doesn't exist in the wild. All right, what Moab did around 314 BC was they cross-pollinated the pomelo fruit, the pomelo fruit with the mandarin, and created the orange. But the orange itself does not exist. All right, there are a lot of fruit, such as the banana. All right, what we see when we hold a banana, that's not the original banana, and that's something that Dr. Sebi brought out. But what I've realized is that the fruit that's closer to, the natural world of the fruit, that's closer to the fruit that was here in the beginning, it doesn't have this perfect look. All right, it doesn't have this shiny uh, look. A lot of the fruit have been expanded; they're larger. All right, and in the westernized world, all right, a lot of the fruit look, polished. But the reason I'm saying all this because it's a microcosm of what Esau did in the Western world, man. He made everybody uh he made everybody desensitized to nature. He made everybody desensitized to things in its natural form. Going back to fruit, all right, I've noticed that fruit that there's probably more of the original fruit. They're smaller. All right, they don't have that shiny, perfect look. They're different colors. All right, they might have spots and stuff like that. And I think, and then when I started to meditate on that, I noticed with Israelites, with mankind, all right, the people of the earth, all right, we just look like regular humans, regular people. We look at people in third world countries. You look at Jake in third world countries. They don't look like celebrities. They don't look like celebrities. Although it does tell you that the Israelites, we look like princes based on how we carry ourselves and the thing when we were in our kingdom. All right, but just people, all right, don't look like celebrities. But in America, everybody looks like a celebrity. All right. But what Esau did, he put everything on steroids. All right. He made everything larger and more appealing to the eyes, but internally it's emptier because the fruit that's in a natural form that hasn't been cross-pollinated, that's not hybrid fruit, they're richer in minerals. All right. And I'm going into this lesson, all right, because for edification's sake, to explain how the Most High created things in a natural form. All right, but Esau has put everything on steroids. Esau has taken everything and created really monsters, freaks, what you call a freak of nature. He's made everything. He's turned everything into a freak of nature. But we're used to that, and now we overlook things in their natural form. Like even pit bulls, man. All right, pit bulls weren't always 100 pounds or 120 pounds. All right, you pit bulls used to be little 30-pound tenacious dogs, man. All right. Same thing with women. All right. You look at Israelite women back in the 90s, they were all small frame. If a woman was a little chubby, it was like she was fat. But now Esau got us all into this computer love. Man, you want a fat woman or all that stuff, man. All right, women getting Botox and BBLs and all these different things. They got this extremely big butt because you get more and more desensitized to average and normal. You've gotten desensitized to the things in their natural element. But let me get the scripture. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 7:29. It says, "Lo, this only have I found, that Yahweh have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions." All right, and one of the inventions they did was cross-pollinate fruit. All right, cross cross-pollinate fruit. The scriptures tell you in the law that you're not supposed to mix seeds with fruit, man. A lot of fruit are seedless now. It's not fucking normal. The seed is the life of the fruit, so it gives the fruit more potency, man. Okay, you see, but he's made everything into a freak of fucking nature. I don't know if you follow the bodybuilding world, but you know Cali Muscle, he's like a fruitarian now, or a vegan or whatever he labels himself. But before that journey, all right, he was a bodybuilder and he was big as hell. All right, but that's not natural. All right, if you watch television shows from the 70s like Good Times, all right, Jacob was lean. Israelites were lean. Keisha Eve was lean. All right. What we call thick now, especially in the South, is really just sick. It's overweight. All right. If you go into the history, man, you go into the 20th century America, the average man was probably 5'9", 5'10", and weighed 140 pounds, but was cock strong, 140, 150, 160, but was extremely strong. But their testosterone was higher when they weighed less. Okay. See, with this processed food, all right, these steroids and these chemicals, all right, Esau has made everything a freak of nature. All right. Like I said, you watch TV show, you watch movies, those so-called black culture movies from the 90s, you will notice that, or you watch like a comic view, a stand-up show, a stand-up comedy from the 90s, and you look at the audience. Eve was smaller, she was petite, she was more feminine. This is back in the 90s. Okay. I was watching Shaka Khan perform back in the 70s, and she was just naturally filled with a feminine radiance. I remember the elder brother Yakanan from New Orleans told me that he saw footage of Jackson, Mississippi back in the 80s. All right. And they were just showing people walking to and fro. And Jackson is predominantly Jake. And he was like, Jake had a glow on him back in the 80s. Jake had a glow. You know what I mean? I was watching New Orleans second line from like the 70s. And people didn't look as morbidly obese. People didn't look as strung out. These cities have really been impacted by the presence of their enemy, Esau Edom. And it shows you that if you look at our people from the last 50 years, it shows you that we have a common enemy based off the result of our people, based off the impact that he's had on our people, man. Our people are sick. That's a freak of nature for a woman to weigh way more than a man. Here it is, the man weighs 170, 180, and the woman weighs 260, 240, 250. It's not natural, man. Okay? And I was watching, I think his name is Carson. He had the song Bad Mama Jamma, like she's a bad Mama Jamma, right? And he did the song back in the 80s, and I'm watching the music video, and this man had to have been like 130, 140, 130, 120, probably 130. He had a small waist. I noticed Jake back in the 80s, they were all lean and had a small waist. But we're so used to heavier people now. We'll look at Jake from the 80s and like, man, they were tiny. They were tiny. But no, that's the natural element. That's you in your natural form. All right. The Most High didn't create Israelites and people to be just freaks of nature, man. All right. If you look at the Hebrew diet, the Mediterranean diet, it's like 70, 80% plant-based, man. So a diet that's mostly plant-based is going to leave you lean. And then I was talking to somebody from Lebanon, and that was because, in America, carbs are like bad. But he was like, in Lebanon, if bread lasts more than 3 days, it's no good. So it's not that bread is evil, all right? It's just that we're eating processed bread that doesn't go through your body. It gets stuck in your body. And everything gets backed up in your body as a result of that, man. All right? Like I said, you watching shows like Good Time, all right? Everybody was lean, man. Jake was out there wearing bell bottoms back in the 70s, and their clothes were tight, and you could look at their form through their clothes, and it's like, bro, they were lean. And everybody had a little waist. That's what I noticed. Before the processed food epidemic really had its toll on people, everybody had a small waist, man. I remember my dad told me, was just on the phone. He was from the Midwest. He was like, when he moved down south, he had a 29-inch waist until he started eating that southern food. And of course, his waist expanded. And I'm like, man, I never had a 29-inch waist. I was always a stockier kid. Like, but then it goes to show you just humans in their natural form, people in their natural form are lean. All this super swole. Now, don't get me wrong, brothers like to work out, you like to work out. But I'm talking about this steroid epidemic and putting all these chemicals in your body, man. And you just putting pounds and pounds of meat within your diet to get all super big. Well, really, Jake was just chiseled, man. Jake was just chiseled. I think it's elite to be lean and chiseled. You know, that's the royal look, to be lean and chiseled, man. That horse look, that low body fat look, man. But you lean with it. That calisthenics physique, man. All right. And Eve, a woman, is not all about having a big ass, man. All right. You're making yourself to a fucking freak of nature by getting these BBLs, man. All right. But a woman is supposed to be something that you can lift up and you can move around. Don't get me wrong. Jay get into thick women. I like women from not as about my. I'm not gonna do a video about my likings, but I can anywhere from small frame to plump, man. All right. Hey, but Eve, you supposed to be petite, man. Femininity is delicate, all right, and it's feminine, is radiant, all right. You're supposed to exude feminine energy, all right. You're supposed to exude feminine energy, man. Okay, but most Eve weigh about 200 pounds, man. That's why I said the Most High made man upright, but he seeketh out many inventions. One of the inventions is processed food. Now, you have to understand, this man studied your fucking brain. Scientists in lab coats should have nothing to do with produce that comes from the earth. It should have nothing to do with eating chicken, beef, or lamb. It should have nothing to do with you eating grapes. And a scientist should have nothing to do with what you put in your body. So this man has scientists that understands the brain, and he has you addicted to his franken food, man. And that's how this rat goes back to the sugar cube. This rat goes back to this MSG block, man. You keep going through that drive-through because your brain is addicted to the fat, sugar, all right? The oil, the fat, the sugar, the salt. It's addicted to that shit, all right? But in turn, you pick up 10 pounds every so many years to the point where you look like a whole different person from the time you're in high school to the time you're 30. All right, because processed food is deleterious, meaning it slowly breaks you down over a period of time, man. Okay, so in the kingdom, we're gonna go back to our natural element, our natural form, man. Don't get me wrong, we're gonna be muscular and chiseled and all that, but we're not gonna be just these fucking silverbacks with fucking garments on, man. Excuse me, we're not gonna be silverbacks with garments, man. And Eve ain't gonna have some exaggerated, super big ass, man. All right, the women on the earth, they're gonna be different shapes and sizes and different complexions, but you have to understand, like, Petite is feminine, man. It does something to your spirit when you are around a woman that's smaller than you. When you are around a woman that's she's small frame, but her skin is still soft, man. All right, but nonetheless, Jake likes variety, you know, but you have to understand that's not Eve doesn't detox. Eve eats scavenger food. Eve pH level is off balance, and especially Eve out there in the hood, man. I mean, you got some nice looking women in the hood, but then you got Eve that's just a product of Wendy's. You can see it in their thighs, and Eve doesn't make it any better because they wear scantily apparel, stomach hanging out, thighs hanging out. And Jake ain't nothing but a scavenger, so he'll fuck anything. So that's where Eve confidence comes from. All right? But this is not natural. Those same women have to give birth to humans, man. That's not natural, man. All right? But like I said, Esau has made everybody desensitized to things in their natural form, and you expect the freakish version of it. Pit bulls are, like I said, the pit bulls used to be 30, 40 pounds when I was a kid, when I was little, man. A 50, 60-pound pit was big. Like, whoa, that's 60 pounds, that's a big dog. Now pit bulls damn near 150, man. Those American bullies, they're breeding it with this breed and that breed. All right. People want to just you have the bodybuilding. You look at bodybuilders from like the 70s or the 60s. They were way smaller than bodybuilders now because everybody has. You keep shocking people's eyes, so they have to see freakier things, all right, to be pleased. All right. But really, man, you can just get on the calisthenics. Get on that Mediterranean way of eating, get that calisthenics on, man. Get the calisthenics. But like I said, you can hit the weights. There's nothing wrong with that. But that calisthenics, man. So you can Google, you can look up Jake on YouTube. You got Jake 60, 70 years old doing calisthenics with a damn six-pack, man. All right? But yeah, Jake out here people out here are freak. They're sick, man, because processed food is mind altering, and it's proven to have been mind altering, man. It's proven to have been mind altering. All right. Jake not driving around listening to instrumentals. Jake not driving around, all right, listening to podcasts or radio shows. Jake listens to demonic vibrations. Eve listening to demonic vibrations. And they got spirits on them. This is why Jake, they're walking landmines. All right. And Eve is a walking landmine. All right. But the point is, man, all right, in the kingdom, we're going to go back to our natural form. All right. Everybody chasing a bag out here in Babylon. All right. Especially in these big cities, right? But the richest man on earth basically said there's no greater joy than a man seeing his children's children. All right. In the original state of the earth, the whole joy was just to live out your existence in these bodies, these earthly bodies, because the angels can't do it. So the Most High put us in human form, in earthly form, to enjoy the paryah of the earth, to enjoy a woman or your women, to enjoy seeing your woman's stomach get big and give birth to your little ones, and look at a little one that looks like you, that resembles you. That's the joy. All right. Not having a bigger, better, faster car. All right. But the joy is already engineered in nature. All right. A lot of us, we don't even have little ones because we know it's not a convenient. And if we had a little one, it wasn't calculated. But that's not natural, man. It's not natural to say I don't want children. That's not fucking natural. But because we're in hell, it's wise to not purposely have little ones, man. You see? You got to go against your nature and pull out or wear a condom or some shit, man. All right? That's not natural. It's not natural for women to get abortions. Part of the book of Psalms, it tells you that, and I should have wrote these scriptures down a lot, but the book of Psalms tell you that, the woman, he maketh the barren womb fruitful. Meanwhile, in this side of the world, Eve is getting abortions like it's nothing. The Israelite woman has the highest abortion rate, man. You think that's just by coincidence? All right, this enemy moves like a serpent, man. All right. Scripture says to be fruitful and multiply. But we don't even live in environments where it's beneficial to multiply, man. Okay? So we're going to go back to our natural form in the kingdom. It's not so much about gold and silver and just spiritual power. Of course, all right, but the main thing is the earth being ruled in righteousness, but we're going to enjoy the simplicity of the earth. There's a reason why the Most High put this planet here, man. All right, we're going to eat food that's directly from Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, meaning it was biologically engineered by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, all right, for us to consume. All right, we're going to deal with women, and he's going to recalibrate their feminine energy. All right, you're going to be satisfied by their feminine energy. They're going to exude their feminine radiance. All right, you're going to be able to see your sons and daughters come from the womb of your woman. It's not going to be a fucking C-section. All right. All right, we're going to enjoy the simplicity of earth in its natural form. Okay? He's going to recalibrate existence, man. Reset existence. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem HaKodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of everything elect. A Bible, come Yahshua, Shalom.